Hi, it is the Human Operating System time. The channel is for education and technology. So this video is the part 2B of Wing Chun 1850's body mechanic development process steps. So we want to continue on to get into the strength, power and endurance development. Now, in the part 1, which is the last video, we cover the Fa Jing, right? And I introduced to you all a tool, which is the body blade, so that you can experience what Fa Jing is. So the body blade is also, I call it a simulator. It's like if you want to learn how to fly a plane, you get into the simulator so that you know exactly what it is before you go fly a plane. So it's a simulator. So with the simulator, we can communicate. We can get across experience so that you can experience what I experience, other people can experience the same thing. There's no interpretations or I believe, those kind of stuff. You experience it, you know what it is. Now, so I got many messages from our friends who have the body blade and test it out. So many of our friends tell me that now they found out that, oh, maybe the left side of the body or right side of the body not be able to handle the driving of the force well. And also they found out that about the 3 plane of motions. And this is all old-timer Wing Chuners, okay? And some even go to different teacher study, there's internal, those kind of stuff. And so that is what it ought to be. We have technology today. We can measure, we can verify. We need to know ourselves, we need to know our opponent. We cannot keep wearing the emperor's new clothes. So, I want to share with you something. So this is our hero Mike Tyson testing out or using the today's high-tech fitness machine, okay, on a different aspect of the machine, different function. And I can show you that we right now be able to measure strength, power, energy, accelerations, okay, accelerations, velocity. This is year 2020. One cannot just oh, my grandmaster telling me this grandmaster said so, or the ancient grandmaster said so. This is the real internal of Wing Chun. Better measure it out. And we can compare with what Mike Tyson can do. Okay? That is year 2020. We like it or not, this is the world now. Okay? Now, to share with you, which is something critical, is in the Wing Chun Inception, I put the H model. So the last one is actually at Z2. The Z2, it belongs to the Z2, which is the force flow, the fudging, the stuff. So the Z, this is the heart rate. This is the maximum heart rate, okay? So we know where it is, what type of heart rate we are dealing with, and we know this is for the conditioning. We are not get into the impulse momentum handling yet. And today we want to go through Z3, which is the impulse momentum conditioning. Okay, so you will know what it is after this video on this conditioning. Okay, of course, this is the strength, the endurance, and the power conditioning. Now, this model is to be there so that everybody know where we are. Fudging is only the Z2 stuff. It's not even impulse momentum yet. So let's not taking it like ultimate. I know how to fudging. I know my mind power or my yi, not using strength. And then thinking, oh, you know, Mike Tyson, his external art. Well, we have no idea what is going on. So the H model is to show us what it is, okay, based on traditional Chinese martial arts. Now I want to share with you something. One thing is that the Chinese, for hundreds of years, even thousands of years, Chinese have a bad habit. The bad habit is that they are not following what the ancestor is talking about or teaching. They create their own. And then they use the ancestor or the Chinese cultural name to promote their own stuff for their own benefit. And of course, then you create all kinds of victims and the victims of victims because people don't know better. Okay? That's Chinese culture. You like it or not, in Chinese history, it's like that. So I want to tell you one thing. One thing which today most people have no idea. You know Zen Buddhism? Zen? The Japanese call it Zen Buddhism, right? The Chinese is saying that it's Chan Buddhism. Chan. So you can read everywhere, you check it. The Zen Buddhism, and in the Japanese saying Chan Buddhism is the Chinese Zen Buddhism. Do you know what is the ancient pronunciations of the Chinese Chan? The original, the authentic pronunciations, thousands of years ago, and the real deal. You know what is this? Sorry to tell you, it is Zen, it's not Chan. So now you say, huh? How come the Japanese have it and your Chinese is no longer Chinese? Well, that's what it is. So the Chinese keeping making up their stuff, heaven know what the heck's going on, and everybody just want to be grandmaster and so forth, they're making up all their stuff and then end up like today. So sometimes you get laughed at other people saying that you don't have Chinese culture, you Chinese don't have the Chinese culture. For example, this Zen. In the ancient, it is Zen. Okay? Today, it is no longer that. So, that is already really bad, right? Today, you have, for past many decades, you have Western scholars who read some Tao Te Ching or Yi Ching, and then they start to translate the Chinese classic into English. Only about a few days ago, 2-3 days ago, there's one Wing Chun friend told me that, do you have a translations of the General Qi Ji Guang classic? So because everybody want to read translation, I give it to them, the link. There are many things flow around. And after everybody read it, I said, do you understand what it is? He said, no, I don't, because this is talking about this, and it seems they have nothing to do with martial art, and then it quote another old books and so forth, so forth. So I asked him to read page 11 to page 13 of this book. Page 11, yeah, page 11 and page 13 of this book, of Wing Chun Matrix. After he read it, he said, oh, this is what it is? I said, yeah, so you go read their translation again. What the heck is that? He said, it's nonsense. It just create more problem. Well, this is exactly the same thing. The Chinese doesn't know what the heck's going on, and then the Chinese special from the West go down there, become an expert, and they translate things according to their own creativity. Sure, they have better English than me. But besides, they have better English than me. What they have create more confusion. So this is what your Chinese martial art become. Okay? Now you say, well, so Hendrik, what is this to do with what you're going to talk about today? Yes, it has everything to do with it. So, I want to tell you a story of General Qi Guang, because we want to get into it. So General Qi Guang is about 18 years old. And because he's from official family, and then he have this patriot will. He said, well, I'm going to help the country, help the people. So the big boss, emperor, know, oh yeah, this is a good kid. You want it? Okay, let you go to fight the Japanese pirate in the southern China. So General Qi Guang went there to the southern China. So the first battle is he have 3,000 army facing about 800 Japanese pirates. So he said, well, ready, let's go, right? Start the battle. Guess what? When the Japanese pirate ran in from a distance, this 3,000 army, Ming Dynasty army, fleet, ran away. Left General Qi Guang standing on the top of the rock. So General Qi Guang have to do the last resort. Using the arrow, he shot down 3 Japanese pirate leaders. So because of the leader get shot down, the Japanese pirate stopped the battle. So General Qi Guang went back and said, tell his boss, I'm going to start a new army. All this army is useless. They're afraid of the Japanese pirate. Okay? So that's why you have this 1560s writing, which is, as I show in this book, Wing Chun Matrix and so forth. Because he have to study everything and then put it up together. So what he studied, he put up together is very similar to today's MMA. Okay? In writing, right? You need to have a very comprehensive writing, and then he present that fighting is an impulse momentum play. So the reality of fighting 450 years ago is like that. Okay? Now, so General Qi Guang went to study the Chinese martial arts with their researcher, with all this grandmaster and so forth, and also studying the Japanese pirates martial arts, and you come up with the 3 categorizations of fighting. Okay, 3 categorization fighting concept. He come up with 3 categorization fighting concept. In Chinese, it's called SunPanthafa. So SunPanthafa is, I map it into into 4 momentum zones. That's SunPanthafa. You have the long fist, short strike, the takedown, the ground. 4 momentum zone. That's SunPanthafa. Okay. So before that, the Chinese is like somebody just doing their fist, but do not know how to kick, do not know how to rest. Everybody just doing a very narrow section of it. General Qi Ji Guang start with the SunPanthafa. 3 categorizations fighting concept. Okay? Now, so this SunPanthafa, okay, if you have traditional Chinese martial art which have a prefix of Shaolin, it follows this 3 categorizations fighting concept. If there's a Shaolin prefix, like Shaolin Wing Chun, Shaolin short strike Wing Chun, Shaolin dog fist, they follow that. But if it is something internal, different stuff. They are not following the General Qi Ji Guang's 3 categorizations fighting concept. For example, about 100 years after General Qi Ji Guang died, that guy who is the promoting internal art, saying that Taoist means Zhan San Feng, when he was he dreamed this martial arts, he learned this martial art, and then he can beat hundreds of people, and this is internal, better than Shaolin. What he doesn't know is that Shaolin is actually General Qi Ji Guang's art. Those internal stuff is no longer following this General Qi Ji Guang's teaching. So who followed the General Qi Ji Guang teaching? The SunPanthafa, the Korean, the Okinawan, the Japanese. They get influenced by that. That's why if you look at the Okinawan bubishi, you have the SunPanthafa going down to the ground, middle, and the top. Okay, so it's Sunpan three categorization. There is the top categorization, middle categorizations, and the lower categorization. 3 categorizations. Okay. Now I'm going to share with you the 3 categorizations example for 1850s Wing Chun. When I just studied Wing Chun almost 50 years ago, I asked my teacher all the time, is it real Wing Chun? How come Bruce Lee don't do that? How come in the movie he doesn't do that? So my teacher always said, shut up and do it. Okay? However, decades after I start Wing Chun, after I found the General Qi Ji Guang book, Shaolin Short Strike, and the Mei Zhuang Classic, now I know it is real deal. It is the SunPanthafa, or the 3 categorizations fighting concept type of art, which is common with all Shaolin and the real authentic traditional Chinese martial art. Where those who don't get into this is a creation later on, which is not what the traditional Chinese martial art is. Okay, so let me share with you the example of the 3 categorizations fighting concept. The example for the 1850s Wing Chun. The upper categorization, or SunPanthafa, upper categorizations. It's like what? There is like combinations of you sweep him, you sweep his leg low, and then you go in, you attack him, you sweep him, he's going to move away, defending, you go in with a front kick, a middle front kick. He move again, you can go in with another kick. So the Chinese call it yin yang tui, the what? Peking duck feet, it just continue shoot you. Okay, so that's SunPanthafa. 中盘打法, which is the middle categorization, is what? You use your footwork, you get in, you nail him with the knee, while your shoulder is in. It's like in the past two videos I have shared with you on the how you get in your footwork with your knees, and you pivot and you roll with it continuously. Notice that all this three categorizations fighting concept, it never ends with one strike or two strikes. It have at least 4 combinations continue on. Okay? Now, what is the 下盘打法 or lower categorizations, the fighting concept? Example. Well, 下盘打法 is, for example, I can bait you on top and right away I going down to the ground and kick you. Okay? Or when I am pivoting and rolls with you with the 中盘打法, the middle categorization, suddenly you drop down to Guai Ma, you play him there. So one can actually withdraw and doing the ground kick, or one can proceed doing the ground kick. Sometimes one withdraw to see how you come, and that is where it baits you. He go down right away when you come in. You know, like I withdraw, right away you come in, straight line, I just going down right away, shoot you. Okay, so this like the knee stands versus the kick and all this thing, right? Going down to the floor, the ground. So this set is called Qi Sao Long, Qi Sao Play, 1850s. That's why I tell you, I tell my teacher too. And even after I learned it for decades or so, I don't believe those kind of things. I think, well, this must be added up. Only then later, when I found those classic Qi Guang, Shaolin short strike, and I see the entire thing, I study different Shaolin art from the southern China, then I say, oh, this is real. And then you get to see the Bubishi, Okinawan Bubishi, you say, well, you need this. So that is SunPanthafa. So, SunPanthafa, or this 3 categorizations fighting concept, is very physical and performance demanding. Meaning one need to have the cardio, endurance, and muscle endurance. I was complaining when I was young, even though I'm studying judo, but when I'm studying the Chou Hong Choi, I said, why the hell I have to roll in the ground? Like walking with the with the Guai Ma, the kneel stance, and rolling ground in, and then what kicks out and handstand. Why the hell I have to do that? Why don't I do it in the like in the movie? You know, so gentle. Of course, it demands a lot, right? You have to go, you know, with this 3 categorization fighting, where you have to going down to the ground, you get up from the ground, you dash in, you move, all this kind of stuff. So one need to train this rolling, get down to the ground, get up from the ground. And I question myself, is it Wing Chun? Now after I study this, the general Qi Guang and Shaolin sword strike, I say, oh my God. So this is the thing where it trains your endurance, your power, your strength. Because going up and down, this is a basic human movement, right? Basic human movement. And it involves your physical strength, your cardio strength, or endurance, right? So that is how, which is one part of the training of the strength, power, and endurance. It never is standing in a horse stance and then straighten my spine, lifting my anus, and have this superpower. Never. It go up and down and all this thing. So in today's, if we map that, what I'm just telling you, in today's, the SunPanthafa, the three categorization fighting, or the 4 momentum zone, and how it keeping play here. Of course, if keeping play here, you need all kind of endurance and strength and power. Just be able to do that, okay? Not even talk about fighting yet. If we're mapping into today, guess what it is? In today's pro MMA strength and conditioning training, well, that is the functional training. The term is functional training. Or sometimes you can see sport-specific functional training, because it is very performance demanding. If you want to fight in the 4 momentum zone, one need to have that functional training, or which is the general Qi Guang already prescribed that. Okay, and all this martial art with the Shaolin prefix have it. Okay, my Sifu generations, and like in the different feasts, like even like in the dog feast, they have book writing all this thing. Okay. So in today's language, the basic human movement, it will involve in pulling, pushing, squat, hinge, get down to the ground, or get off the ground. So people training, crawling, tumbling, rolling, kicks out, handstand, the same, okay? To get those things, to get those endurance, power, and strength. And also, we know that only that way we be able to get what? Neuromuscular proficiency. Meaning that you have your neural connectivity with your body, your neural synergy with your different parts of the body. Well, that's modern MMA type of training. Now, for example, if we never have this 下盘打法, or the lower categorizations fighting concept training, we never going down to the ground and never come up from the ground. When people attack us from the ground, we don't even know how to handle this body, because the body is completely have no clue on how to handle those kinds of basic human movement. So all this neural proficiency, as in the Wing Chun inception, It talk about this the creed of 1850. Your eyes must track your hand must track your mind, your mind and your mind and your body has to synchronize. It's all this neuromuscular proficiency stuff. So is there anything new? Yes, the MMA guy or the today's sports science, they have this idea and then they grow the technology and so forth, so forth. But it is still the same basic foundation, fundamental as what 450 years ago General Gong talked about, or teaching, in writing, and everybody train it. Now, look at today's so-called internal art in China. Xi Xiaodong, our MMA, Chinese MMA friend, Xi Xiaodong. You look at it, the reason why he can defeat all those people in the internal Jing, all this kind of stuff is why? Because he have a comprehensive training of the functional training, human movement. You look at all his competition with the Wing Chun guy, with the Tai Chi guy, you can see that those people do not have a comprehensive functional training, meaning that they don't know how to use their body. And meaning that they do not follow what General Gong is teaching. So what are you expecting? What can you expect? When Xi Xiaodong have all the training and the Tai Chi Lei Lei only have a standing up training, or the Ding Hao or Wing Chun only have a standing up, long distance fighting, punching training, when people get close, get down to the ground, what can you do about it? You don't have the body condition. You don't have the strength, you don't have the endurance, you don't have the power. Not even talking about techniques. So, the issue right now is functional training. Do we have the functional training? How many times do we roll every day? How many times do we do kicks up? Or how many times do we do handstands? Or how many times when we do kick and then you're going down? Now, in 1850s Wing Chun, and also in other traditional Chinese martial art, which is prefixed with Shaolin, breathing is a big deal. Why? Because if you want to go down to the ground, you come up to the ground, you want to have a well control, you need to have a low abs breathing, and then with the low abs breathing, it has to vary in the different conditions, situations, because your strength, your power, your cardio, all is, you need the breathing to support that, right? So that's why in the chapter 8 of Wing Chun Inception, that's the breathing there, the open and close, the rising and sinking. Depend on how your body open, close, rising, sinking. You're going up or you're going down to the ground, your breathing is different, and you need to be able to handle that for the ancient guide, for the ancient teaching. Okay, the SunPanthafa, or the three categorization fighting concept. Okay, so that's why the breathing is at very beginning is a Z1 training, and today we have go up to the Z3, which is the impulse momentum handling, the condition level 2, before one be able to get into the impulse momentum play. It is this obvious. As soon as you don't have enough basic human movement training, And basic human movement training will give you muscle and this cardio endurance, strength, and power. When you get the speed, when you're good at it, you get the speed. That's the first line. So if you look at those people who do fudging, and never train those three categorization, fighting, or form momentum training, they will not know about how to get up to the sky, going down to the ground, all this kind of stuff. How are they going to face an MMA player like Xi Xiaodong? The answer is they can't. It's hopeless. Okay? So this is to share with you. Using today's term, power, endurance, strength. One must have the functional training with the be able to handle the basic human movement, or else all bet off. You don't have a martial arts, you have demonstrations. So that's why all this fudging stuff never worked with Xi Xiaodong. Just look at that, he proved it already. So this is to share with you today, and I know many people might be shocked. The name of the game today is to face reality. If we don't face reality, we keeping wear those emperor's new clothes, you know it's going to get obsolete. You know it is already, there's none exists, no martial art exists there, but demonstrations. So when people often ask me how to fight an MMA guy with Wing Chun, I said you go do functional training first. If you don't even know how to handle your body, because you're always standing there and want to rush out linearly, when somebody going down to the ground and suddenly you look from top down, say, huh? And your body freeze because your body doesn't know what to do. Your body have no neural synergy, no neural connection to other parts of body of what to do, because only if we going down to the ground, get off the ground, then the body learn. It is a learning process. You never learn and never exercise the muscle and never have the breathing and the breathing and the muscle condition. How are you supposed to fight the MMA guy? So this is to share with you today.